Dedicated to the great outdoors, it's Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughten. Southern Woods and Waters is brought to you by Gander Mountain, Greenform Construction, the Burns Insurance Group, Cunningham Buick GMC, Nashville Marine, America's Motorsports, and now here's Hugh.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hugh McNaughton.
I'm Brandon Dowdy.
You are. We are.
Southern Woods and Waters.
That's exactly right. They're all day long, and I tell you what a great, the weather's been great.
It has been a little warm, but it's been nice. Got a little rain coming in this weekend, I think. We need that.
Have you noticed the leaves are changing colors?
They are. I've noticed it in several places. Me and my wife were driving around the other day and saw some trees that turned pretty well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leaves are already changing. I do agree. It looks kind of crinkly and rough. And
yeah, it's kind of dry.
We need a rain. We need a rain kind of spruce things up. We do.
Before that leaves just drop and we don't get any fall.
We don't get any fall.
Yep.
But and that's happened before too.
It has. Several years. It has.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Southern Woods and Waters for you tonight. We have got just Brandon and I want to say right up front, our guest Joella Bates was just recently, about 6 months ago, I guess, she was recently named to the United States of America's archery team to go to the Olympics. Well, she was going to be on here. She's had a little illness in the family and could not attend tonight. So our thoughts and prayers are for her and her family. Joella, we're going to root you on because that's a fellow Tennessean going to the Olympics for us, and we really, really appreciate her. Maybe we can get her on here sometime. But tonight, you just stuck with Brandon and I, and of course, you know when that happens, anything is.
We just talk about
whatever we want to.
Yeah, that's
right. And you know we're subject to stir the pot. And
it happens. It happens.
I still get hate mail sometimes.
We've got our big stirring spoon ready tonight. As a matter of fact, we're going to be stirring some up here in just a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
and ladies and gentlemen, if you try, we highly advise you, because we are professionals, don't try this at home.
Yeah, could be consequences.
It could be, especially if ladies, you want to say this in front of your husbands, they might take offense. But you know, we got some issues coming up. And I want to get right into one of them, and Brandon, you and I are having some serious problems with this one, and one of our good friends and also a pro staffer, Peyton Massey and Clint Holden, both pro staffers here with Southern Woods and Waters. They operate and administer the Tennessee Blood Trailing Network, TBTN, which is on Facebook. And enlighten us. Enlighten our viewers. What's happening?
Well, what they've done is, and I'm not sure exactly when all this came about. It's been within just the last couple of days, but there's been an announcement made. They have placed it on the TBTN page. Weststone has also had them and pinned a post for them on Tennessee Deer Hunters. But what's going on is basically there is a law that has already previously been on the books. This isn't a new law, but it's a law that's been on the books already that states you cannot track a deer or blood trail a deer with a dog anytime other than during legal shooting hours. So what that's done is it's really changed the dynamic of the blood tracking. And again, this is a brand new deal. They've been talking back and forth with TWRA and are going to see if they can't maybe set up some kind of meeting and get some things worked out. But it really puts a damper on the blood trailing for these guys. I mean, it really does. I mean, that's your most likely time that you're going to shoot an animal and you need help tracking it is going to be right at dark. You know. So, you know, I don't know what to think about this one, but that's what's going on. And, you know, it's a brand new deal. Like I say, just a couple days ago, all of a sudden it came about, and they've made some announcements.
And there is a high alert, ladies and gentlemen, on this because it has come to the forefront on Facebook. TWRA said, hey, there's a law against this. So don't bring out the coon dogs and think it's gonna,
don't train your coon dogs to blood trail.
And I don't know what the consequences are other than a fine. I'm sure there's a fine involved.
I'm sure there would be.
Are you going to lose your dog, or I don't understand, but my deal is, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there for everybody to hear. I'm one of those that ain't scared. That's a state resource. Deer is our state resource. It is one of our state resources. And we teach in bow hunter education and hunter education to be an ethical hunter. You need to use every means possible to harvest the game that you've shot.
Yeah, that's right.
And when you're teaching one thing, and I spent 25, 27 years teaching this, when you teach one thing, but then all of a sudden we find a law that was created in 1951 or 52 or something like that, and then we want to use that in modern day. TWRA, I love you. I still think you're the best game commission in the nation. I really do. I'll put our state's commission up against anybody's as far as
yeah, I agree. I would too.
Running an agency. Yeah. But this is one of those rut rows. Yeah. This is a rut row,
and
right
it's
here.
something that, you know, unfortunately, once it's on the books like it is, I don't know what made it come about, but it's not just one person can just go in there and change it. It's it's going to be a process. And I want to note too that Peyton and these other guys have made it very clear that they are going to abide by
the law.
Regulations. As a matter of fact, if any of their trackers are found to be tracking during illegal, like they'll be taken off the
roster.
So I mean, it's, you know, it's certainly going to be followed and things like that. But it's again, I think it really is going to hurt that deal there. I really do. I don't think it's good. I think it's just something that, and I'm sure there's some reason it came about, but whatever reason it did, we need to kind of get to the base of it and see what's going on.
I think what will probably happen is they will send out a letter at the end of season wanting everybody's input.
Yeah, like they do every year.
Like they do every year.
Yeah.
But I think, ladies and gentlemen, we need to highlight this one. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. If I go and shoot a really gargantuous buckus whitetailus and it's an hour before dark, but I can't find the blood and I'm having little problems, and then I go call Clint or Peyton and then they show up the next morning and I go out there and I find a half-eaten deer, monster deer,
and that's going to be likely
that his neck has been bitten in two.
That's likely going to be the turnout.
What I wanted to hang on the wall, I can't hang on the wall now.
Yeah,
I'm going to be a little bit on the upset side.
And aside from, I mean, yeah, obviously you are going to be upset if it's a big buck, but if it's a doe, it's still,
it doesn't matter.
That meat's gone now. You can't, you know, the meat's gone.
The meat's gone.
And so that's a.
And I have to say, guys and gals, we're already paying. If you own a sportsman's license, you're already paying one of the, I'm going to go ahead and say, it's one of the highest rates in the country. But now our agency does a lot more than most agencies,
and we're also license funded. That's
yes,
important.
We're license funded. Other states have other.
A lot of the guys, well,
funding.
It's so much cheaper in Texas. It's so much cheaper in Kentucky.
They get funding from other places.
They're funded through taxes, so you're actually paying.
Oh, and by the way,
more.
Texas is 5 times larger than Tennessee too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They got a lot more hunters in Texas than we do.
They do.
So I'm just throwing that out there for you.
They do.
For economics, and I took very little economics.
but you figured that much out.
I figured that one out.
More
Brandon.
people is more money, right?
More people, more money. You're right.
But you know, yeah, a lot of those places are tax driven, so it's different. In Kentucky, you're going to pay particular taxes throughout the year as you buy different things. You're paying the same amount. I mean, it's just with TWRA, it is license funded, which is, and we've discussed this before, but it's one of the concerns I have with the lifetime sportsman's policy that they have. And don't get me wrong, my kids have them. I mean, it's one of the best things in the world. But where we're going to be in 20 years?
Yeah. Where's the funds coming from?
Yeah, that's my only deal there.
And when we say that, ladies and gentlemen, we're also saying, you know, that, hey, because of what's going on, less and less people are actually hunting and fishing.
Well, it seems that way.
I mean, our populations are growing 800 families a week on average coming into Nashville, but license sales aren't going up like that.
Yeah, no, they're not. And again, you have this lifetime sportsman, so you're going to see the license sales decreasing Each year. Yeah, each year they'll decrease somewhat, in my opinion. I mean, it hadn't happened yet, so right now it's nothing but opinion. But I don't see how else it could go.
We went to the same economics class.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't see how else it could work. Later on. So they'll have to do something to figure that part out. But I think with this blood trailing deal, they'll come to some kind of conclusion. I'm sure it's not TWRA just all of a sudden they don't want this happening. Something has stemmed this. I don't know what it is, but something has stemmed it.
Somebody made a complaint or something like that.
Or somebody did something they shouldn't have been doing.
I understand that.
So we'll get to the bottom of it.
But just because a pitcher throws a wild pitch and hits a batter every now and then, he doesn't mean that every pitch is going to be hitting him. Yeah. So, we got to look at common sense here also. But listen, don't go bad-mouthing TWRA.
No.
We will not stand for that because they do sponsor this show, and we hold them up highly because we have the best wildlife agency in the nation, bar none. The thing is if you'll look around, Tennessee has been blessed with all kinds of different fishing opportunities, hunting opportunities, whereas in 1959 is when we opened our first deer season here. Didn't have any deer prior to that.
There wasn't any turkeys. There wasn't, so our agency has done more for us as a state than,
and look, we're even getting elk back. We're trading turkeys to Canada for elk from Canada to come to Tennessee.
There's been some nice elk already shot in Tennessee this year.
Already?
So, I mean, these guys work hard every day to make this happen.
Every day.
When something like this comes about, the first thing everybody wants to do is jump out there and, like you say,
I'm just merely saying, Brandon, it's a rut row.
Yeah, it is, and they'll figure it out.
And TWRA has 1,000 attaboys a day.
Yeah.
But we got one rut row that's happened, and that's all anybody. And I understand it's been brought in front of the bright lights, and it needs to be addressed. And I'm sure now we've already discussed this. This law stays in effect the entire deer season. The entire deer season.
Yeah.
So there's nothing they can do about this till next deer season or right before the season.
The way the commission meets.
Yeah. So. You may just be thinking about how we can address this in a professional manner and get our views brought across to TWRA and the commission. It's not just TWRA, it's the commission too. So get those views across to the commission and let's see if we can change something. This isn't 1950 anymore.
Right.
This is 2017, the last time I looked. So every now and then you got to make a change. Hey, we got to take a quick break, Brendan.
That's right. We'll be right back here in just a few minutes.
This is a Storm 5 HD.